Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today is Smash Our Stash collaboration. This was put on by Bourbon Creek Crafts, who's Beth, and Fresh and Renewed with Teresa. Those two got together and came up with something for us to use out of our stash every month. I have to say, this collab is wonderful. It's so inspiring. This month is ribbon. Ribbon is not something I get excited about. You can see that I do have ribbon in my stash. I have ribbon for gift wrap that I don't really use. I also have bags that I sort by color, and there were bits of ribbon in there. I also save ribbon from packaging and all sorts of things. So ribbon shows up in my house, but it's not something that I necessarily get inspired to use. And I haven't been into journaling and making tags and that kind of stuff for very long. So I had pretty much cut back on buying ribbon because if you're just making cards, one spool of ribbon can last you a really long time. But in this, I kept trying new things and I had a great time. I try to make things for this collab that I will use on other projects, in things, not just, hey, I want to show you something. These are things that I think I will actually use everything you see here. Let me share this stuff with you, and then if we have time, I have a couple other things of ribbon I want to show you also. Be sure to check out all the collaborators, especially if you don't like my ideas, because they will have completely different ideas. The links to the other videos are in the description down below. I went through and looked at some of my tags, and I picked a variety of tags. Some that I had purchased. These were like in a punch-out sheet, I think, and tags that I had cut. And I started putting different toppings on them, essentially. I don't want them too chunky because I want to be able to tuck them down into journals in pockets and stuff like this. I don't want it to hold the book open, but I wanted to try some different things. So on this one, I used a crazy trim and some twine and a ribbon. And I just tried to pull in colors that were in the tag. And then I can decorate it later, or I could stamp a sentiment and tuck it into a pocket in a journal. Same with this one. It had the metallic side, and I tried this sheerish gold copper ribbon. I don't know if it works, but I think with some black stamping on this tag, it would look pretty magnificent. Then this one has a little pocket, so I'm sure I'll tuck something in. And I tried to bring in another color that wasn't actually on the tag, pink. That might surprise some of you, because I know I'm going to be doing a lot of pastels and florals for spring. So I could see this in a journal quite easily. Teal and pink and light blue. I love that color palette when it gets going. This one, I did some stitching on the ribbon. This was a random piece of, I don't know, silver something, and I zigzagged it over a piece of ribbon onto this. I save bits of ribbon, and I'll show you why in a minute. An inch of ribbon in here is not trash. I don't have to have a roll to work with. It can be anything. Then on this one, I had this wide black and white ribbon that I think it came off of something. I don't think I had a roll of it, but I liked it, but it's not something I would usually use on a card. I don't know what my aversion is. I'll tell you about what I would have loved to use it for in a minute. And then I had a smaller black and white ribbon. This one I think I picked up at an estate sale, and I thought they were fun together. So I put little ties right there. And then I took, this was just the leftover piece, that's why it's that length, and stitched it onto the front of the tag and then stamped. So on the back, I can write on it. I think that one will be fun in a journal. These are this scraps of paper, just stuff I grabbed, didn't cut it to size or anything. And then I took a cream colored ribbon, and do we call this ribbon? It might be a trim, I don't know. These cute little blue flowers, and just stitched it right on top. I stitched that one straight because I thought it was just too cute to zigzag over it. And I wanted the actual pattern of the flowers to show a little more. That will be adorable on a journal page. It could be a tuck spot, or it could be a flip out thing that I glue okay, this is a bad example, but something like this could go here, and then you could tip it out and write behind it. It will be gorgeous. I didn't trim the ribbon to the exact length yet because I don't know what I'm going to do with it. We'll see what happens with that. Then after I made this one, I thought, wait a minute. I make a lot of cards, and I had this roll of ribbon. In this example, I have a lot of ribbon, and I didn't cut it. I did film this, so if you want to see how I did this, you can leave me a comment. It's just like a 3-minute video. I think we have the beginning of a card right here. You could put like a big, beautiful floral in the back, something fun. And this is just a bit of, and then I could trim it down to the ends, put a nice sentiment up there with a die cut, and put it on a card base. I think that's really cute. And the stitching shows nicely. The paper shows through. So if you put this over on a floral, the floral would still show. I could tear this down, and I might, just to make it have even more interest, because it's a little boring the way it is, but I love the potential. I had fun, so I did another one. I will use those on cards. Look at these. I've showed you these little Potecolo envelope things before. I did them out of book pages this time. So I'm going to use them as a pocket because they already have writing on the inside. So I'm not going to open them up for journaling. And because of that, I just made the front so it doesn't open up. It's just a cute little pocket. Oh, here's another tag. Same thing, I decorated the top. And if you get aggressive with your ribbon because you're watching TV and not paying attention, and you pull it too tight and it rips off the cute little top thing like this, don't worry, just get your scissors, cut across there straight, punch a new hole, and call it done. Then we had a Wilson intermission. The barking seems to have subsided. This is 3 tiny scraps of ribbon. As I was making the other projects, I was snipping off the corners, and I just couldn't let these go. It's a little sheer pink with white polka dots, a black and white, and then a cream colored. And when I put this in here, I thought, oh, do I have a butterfly charm? And I didn't, but I wanted a little more texture and interest, so I used a bird instead. A postage stamp could have gone there, a cute little wood charm, a button, anything fun. Same here, I was still experimenting with texture. So I have a ribbon here, another little lacy trim, and then I just put a charm on top of that. You've probably seen me decorate these all different ways, and you could, but that's a great example of tiny bits of ribbon, not trash. Okay, then I decided to make a Mother's Day card. I had already used up this big black and white ribbon. And my friend Noni had given me these flowers. These were her trash. They didn't meet her rules. I don't know. She wasn't happy with her coloring. I thought they were gorgeous. So I wanted to use them on a card, but I didn't have anything that was matchy-matchy. And I like things to match. So I thought black and white ribbon behind it. I had already been playing with ribbon. That's another thing about this collab. You get ribbon on your mind, so then you use it more in other projects. So I went back and looked to see if I had any of this left, and I didn't. This was it. So I used the narrow one and put strips of it across. And I kind of went back and forth on whether I was going to put this bottom one or leave it. And the lettering doesn't match perfectly, but I think it really makes it pop. And it just wouldn't have been as interesting if I had just taken these flowers and glued them on. I used some foam mount. I have some dimension to bring them up off the ribbon. The ribbon helps the black in the flowers just pop. Another way, I think we get in a rut where we think a ribbon ties a bow or it does a flat strip as a layer across. It doesn't have to. It can ruffle. It can be a random length because you only had a scrap. Whatever you need. Then I had tons of paper clips, and I've been making more and more journals, and some of you have been kind enough to send me decorated paper clips and different things, but I really haven't made any. So I wanted to give it a shot. So on this giant paper clip, I tied 2 different kinds of ribbon. Looks like I used some of this big blue sheer, and then I had some white that was completely different, and then I took a little bit of silver, added it there, and made this great big giant decorated paper clip, and I love it. And what I want is for my journal to be a hot mess when it's closed. I think I'm getting there. I put a bunch of these on the same page just so I could show you quickly and we didn't have to flip around, but obviously I'll move them and clip them. I did some ribbon here. This one's really satiny. It moves around a lot. It's tricky. Then I did 3 different bits and put little flag tails on those. These clips are a little hard for me. I don't have a lot of experience doing this, and I don't know how I'm supposed to kind of make it stay. Or maybe I just don't care. Then look at these little precious blue and white ones. Those are just adorable. Heather sent me those recently. So I added some ribbon to those, and they will stay in my journal. And then I did a black and white one with 3 different black and white patterns and some black ribbon. I just kept playing with ribbon and having a great time. And I hope that you found some ideas in here, and maybe you'll find some more in the other videos when you check them out. I'm going to show you 2 more ideas really quick because they were gifts I got in Happy Mail and they're different than anything that I did. This adorable little journal came from Emily, and she made the closure to the book ribbon. And it's a cute little ribbon. She glued it around the inside, and then you tie it. And I've had it for months and it stays, and it's very nice. You can tie it and retie it. Super cute idea for ribbon and tiny journals. This came to me in Happy Mail from Susie. It was on a gorgeous pocket letter she sent me. It's a ring, like a binder ring. And look, it's blue under there. And she put it through the hole, and then it hung down with the keys and the ribbons and said Creative Goddess. And this is really fun because she used 3 different colors of ribbon. She used different size ribbons. You do not have to know how to tie great bows to use ribbon and make things beautiful. I am not good at tying bows, and this thing is precious. Those are 2 more ideas for you. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure and check out the other videos in this collab. Next month, I think, is kits. So you're going to see a variety of kits being used up, and I have my eye on a 12 by 12 scrapbook page kit. Bye-bye.